Hello and welcome to The Open Ike Show, the show where we open up about open mics. My name is Isaac Kiner, I'm your host, and our guest today is Sara Kay Godot, comedian, actress, and host of Think Tank Comedy. Welcome to the show, Sara.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So my opening question is, what do LA open mics mean to you?
Oh, that's such a layered question. Yeah. In a very optimistic way, it's a perfect breeding ground for, making community and trying out new work. In a realistic stance, depending on the mic and where it's at in the format, it can be like Dante's Inferno.
Sure. What's kind of the best example of, what's a good mic?
So good mic's definitely like a super supportive room. The comics that are there are all like supporting the person on stage, so you actually get positive feedback on your material. Yeah. It usually doesn't run longer than 2 hours. There's somebody kind of policing what's going on, so if somebody goes real off the rails, that it gets, a shootout.
In the moment, or kind of like, hey, we're...
Like if somebody just goes on like a super racist or sexist or rapey rant, then they're out of there.
Well, you'll cut them off or something. Yeah. I haven't seen that before. I mean, I believe it, but
it doesn't happen often. But when it does, it feels good.
Yeah, it feels like I'm always worried what I would do in that situation. Sure. Like I don't have a long hook or anything like that. Yeah. A friend of mine produces a show in Long Beach at a bar called Fourth Horseman. Yeah. And we actually joked that we should do an open mic where I dress like the Grim Reaper and have like a like a hook to get people off. Or at least have, cutting the mic or something like that. Yeah. There's ways to do it, but I imagine it wouldn't go perfectly.
No.
Yeah, people don't like being told to stop when they're, yeah, but, okay, so that's a good mic.
Yes.
Kind of what would make like a room not as hot?
Lots of newbies who don't pay attention and or heckle the people at the mic. A mic that runs 4 to 6 hours. People being so drunk they can't speak.
Yeah. Yeah, the bar shows, so that's interesting because I don't drink on stage when I'm performing, but it's encouraged, you're just in bars, some people use it to calm their nerves. Do you kind of have an approach to that?
Well, so I actually produce a bar show. That's what Think Tank Comedy is. Okay. And I was a bar manager for 20 years. And a bar will never let anything happen if it's not going to support their business. So it doesn't make sense to have a lot of people there drinking water and telling dick jokes. That's not a good business model. But you also don't want people falling over. So again, if you create a positive environment, people handle themselves appropriately, and if you encourage kind of like a ruckus, toxic environment, it turns into like the bad side of college.
And it absolutely starts with the host, right?
It does. It starts with the host, and there's usually the host and or a couple people kind of helping run the room, but it's the culture of the room for sure. Right.
And so you mentioned Think Tank Comedy at the top of the show as well. So that's kind of a mixed mic, not music.
So it's actually not a mic, but people do confuse it. So it's a booked show, and I actually pay my comics, which is shocking in Southern California, I know. But I do what's called the Chum Bucket. Yeah. And so that's a lottery where people can come, put their name in. I draw 3 names throughout the show, and they get a 5-minute audition spot. Right. So that's different than a mic because you're encouraged to put your best material out and your best foot forward. Yeah. And if you crush the room, which is real audience and not comics, then you're invited back to get paid on the permanent roster.
So that's cool because, the mics I'm going to, it's all comedians in the audience. Everyone's kind of running new bits or whatever it is. But to have that open mic opportunity in a real audience kind of room, I think that's a cool approach.
Thank you.
To the open mic, and it's a great opportunity. And it's randomized. There's no gatekeeping or anything.
I even show the tickets to prove that I don't rig the bucket.
Yeah, excellent. Now, do you like it when people do really good when they're pulled, or do you like it more when people do really bad?
Usually really good, but sometimes a complete train wreck is schadenfreude. Everybody enjoys it a little bit. But I really kind of like having, because my shows in Long Beach, which isn't as overrun with comedy shows and comedy clubs. And so a lot of the people in the neighborhood, my show is their first experience to comedy. And so they get to see national touring headliners next to somebody that this might be their 3rd or 4th time. So it kind of shows the levels,
Very cool. And so you said newbies like can ruin a room if they're not paying attention. What's the biggest mistake that you see new comedians make on stage?
Assuming that the audience not getting their jokes is the audience's fault.
Right.
Or letting their insecurity turn into like an angry demon that then attacks the audience.
And then what's kind of the best, like what kind of advice would you give those kinds of people?
I mean, all of us bomb all of the time. It's part of the business. There is no such thing as like 100% home run in comedy. But really being humble and like working in the moment. It's kind of in the same as like theater rules. Like if you fuck up on stage and, am I allowed to cuss?
We have decided as long as it's not the first 7 seconds.
Okay. I will try to be moderately clean.
Don't worry about it.
I think let's limit it to 3 and then no verbs.
Okay.
Wow, I wouldn't even know what those words mean.
We're writers, so we get it.
But like, basically, if you're on stage and you screw up and you own it, that can be like a beautiful moment. It's called a happy accident. And it's the same in comedy. Like if you're like losing everybody and you own it and like bring everybody back, that's comedy magic. Versus either yelling at the audience or just like kind of going blank and like just machine running through whatever material you have.
My biggest bomb, that's kind of where I was. It was a 5-minute set, and it was my first one in a theater.
Okay.
And I just ran through it. I mean, my first joke didn't get the response.
Sure.
And then I was just like, get me out of here. But okay, so that's bombing. And you said everyone bombs. You've bombed. So how do you come back? How do you get back on a stage after a bomb?
For me, I like to tell everybody get back on the horse as quick as possible because it's very easy to convince yourself that like that's it and you're worthless. Where like sometimes on the heel of a bomb is like my best performance ever, you know, and like feeling that juxtaposition just like reinvigorates your soul.
And it could be like the same or similar materials sometimes.
Yeah, well, and like sometimes it is the room.
Yeah.
The key is to like pay attention to what's actually going on. I always say film yourself.
Of course.
Because when you film yourself, you can see what's going on in the room, and you can also hear what came out of your mouth.
Yeah.
And your face and your body.
Do you have a good tripod recommendation for cell phones?
I don't remember the name, but it's really cheap on Amazon, and it like collapses into like just one little stick, but it travels well everywhere. It fits in a purse and it pops up easy, and it's like $15. So I've lost 1 million of them, and I can just replace it.
just bring a dozen of them, sell them outside the show.
Yeah, that's a really good idea.
So you're doing booked shows, you're hosting booked, mics. Are you hitting like real open mics at this stage?
Not as often as I used to.
Yeah.
Half because I do have a full, like, legitimate day job.
Okay.
And a marriage, and so balancing all of those things.
You're bragging.
I know. I'm like an LA unicorn. I have sustainable income and a relationship.
It's cool. I booked a movie, so.
Nice. I did too. I just didn't get paid for it.
Nice.
But like, I don't know. I say your first 10 years, mics are really, really valuable. Not only to run your material, but also to create your community.
Yeah.
Once you have your community, you can start getting into more like workout rooms and like writers groups and stuff like that, to where you get a lot more like intense one-on-one feedback.
Yeah.
And it's not such a time suck, and you're also not like I started comedy once I was already in like an 8-year relationship. So like watching 20-year-olds like try and dry hump in the back of a theater it just wasn't my jam.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. I gotcha. So you do like a little bit of open mics now. Is there kind of some rooms that you like?
Yes.
Yeah.
Probably the most supportive room I can recommend is Girly Pop in the Executive Suites Drag Club in Long Beach.
Okay.
It's every Wednesday, and it's a dream room.
Nice.
There's Friend Zone in Long Beach, which is a riff mic, which I really like because it helps write new material, but you have to like draw like slips and just go. So all new material.
With prompts.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And that's a riff mic.
Yeah.
That's okay.
And then I still try when I'm on this side of town as much as possible to hit the open mics at the major clubs.
Yeah.
I don't believe that that's actually an avenue to get booked there, but it is the most efficient way to network with a lot of other producers in the scene.
Interesting. So I've seen some of those where they're kind of like auditions.
That's what they're called, yeah.
And it's usually, what, it's like $3 3 minutes or something?
Oh, it's no money.
No money, okay.
No money. So
just first in line.
It depends on the club. So the Improv has Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and it's a bucket, but literally like 300 people come and they draw 30 names. So the chances of you going up is slim, but the networking there is the like golden hour.
Okay, so I'm going to ask a few kind of logistical questions, because I mean, this is part of what the show is me learning about open mics in town and kind of getting, and then you guys also. Do they pull the 30 at the beginning of the show? No, as they pull them as it goes
because they want to keep everybody there.
Like, and that's a lot. So they fill the room and you get a real audience, but it's really just other comedians.
Correct.
So it's okay.
But the bookers are there.
Yeah.
However, rarely does anybody ever get like a pass for the club there. But it is, if you show up enough, like that's how a lot of people trickle into like becoming cold open hosts and things like that. Like it becomes your like home club.
I feel like it's tough to book someone on just 5 minutes because I mean the spots are longer than 5 minutes.
Well, and the Improv's not 5 minutes. The Improv's 3.
Right.
Laugh Factory is in the first 10 people in line, guaranteed on, and then a bucket. And so sometimes people show up at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon and wait till 7. And they're usually a very interesting section of humanity.
Sort of people with nothing to do between 1:30 and 7.
And probably not actually comedians.
Yeah. I've
a lot of performances.
Right.
And you only get 2 minutes there and it has to be clean.
Well, clean's easy.
It depends on your lens of the world.
Of course. I try and write clean just because, like, you know, a clean comic can always go dirty.
Yes.
And I see a lot of, you know, I'm like Reddit and like stand-up communities or whatever. A lot of people are like, oh, I got a clean show. All my stuff's dirty. What do I do? I'm like, don't take clean shows, like, or start fresh with your material.
Right.
Like, do you kind of work a little blue?
Well, my main shtick, I like to say, I dress like Miss Frizzle and talk like a sailor. So yes.
Nice.
Like a dirty kindergarten teacher. I can go clean, but I basically just take the same material and kind of put the like Ned Flanders lens on it.
Yeah.
But I know it's not my authentic self.
I think that the people who struggle with clean, let me know if you think this jives, is like, a lot of the times the material comes from the character and they don't realize that they're working with a dirty character. And if they clean the character, then the material will come out cleaner.
Yeah.
I think, and I think that if you think of it that way, you can apply your own sensibilities to it still. And I mean, it takes the effort to do the writing, of course.
Yes. And like for me, I go hard kind of in challenging politics and religion.
Okay.
And so even if it is clean, it's not always perfect for what a clean room is.
Yeah.
Because it's not even about dirty words. It's about like the hot pocket of it all.
Yeah.
Like the accessibility of it all, you know?
The hot pocket of it. I love that. The mics that you do go to.
Yes.
How are you using them?
That's a good question. Like in the last 2 years, I definitely use it more as new material workout. Yeah. For sure. Just because I have been doing comedy for 15 years now. I've got like 3 set like hour-long chunks, and so I'm always trying to like find new things or try and take like old pieces and Frankenstein them into new pieces and find transitions. When I was first starting, I was kind of split when I'd go into a room because I always wanted to do new stuff, but I'd walk in and be like, oh no, there's a producer that hasn't seen me before, so I want to do my best. Yeah. You know, bits. But then that's kind of a trap because you end up doing like the same 3 to 5 minutes for like 3 years, and then you have kind of an existential meltdown.
Right, right. Do you find that you get more excitement out of new material, trying it for the first time, or doing a bit you know crushes and getting that reaction?
I kind of find I get the best results if I do kind of an Oreo. Okay. So like open with something solid, close with something solid, and then try a whole bunch of new bits in the middle.
Yeah, it's funny because you kind of hear rules that kind of tiptoe around that, but rules in comedy.
Yeah, and again, it's all, and it's easier said than done, but it really is read the room.
Read the room, yeah.
Always read the room, and even with the clean stuff, it's like read the room. Like me clean in Orange County is different than me clean in Long Beach. It's different than me clean in LA because I know what the people are expecting, you know?
Right. And I wasn't, the kibitz room at the Jewish deli.
Yes.
I wasn't surprised that there was a clean tag on it.
Sure.
It kind of fit the vibe or whatever, but.
And it's kind of a clean, dirty room. Like you feel like there's like old guys that have been sitting there smoking cigars.
Right.
Like the ghosts of them for like 30 years.
Yeah, and it was, you know, you said old guys. I mean, it was interesting because there was the age range. That was the kind of biggest age range of performers I had seen. I don't know if that was kind of that particular mic or the room or something, but.
Who was the host?
It's Shelley Haynes.
Okay.
And Howard Berger was guest hosting. So it was nice to make those acquaintances. Howard and me have a friend in New York, and I just kind of, like, I went up to him after the show. I was like, I feel like you know Steve Marshall. And he goes, this is my best friend. We came up together, like all that. So I'm like, yes, I'm in. So my goal with Berger is he introduced like 3 comedians as the one and only and then said their name. And so I'm just trying to, what does it take to get one and only status?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Kind of like everybody's, my best friend.
Yeah,
da, 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 da.
I thought it was like a TV credit or something, but not even. It's just, all right, well, maybe I'll just ask him for it or something. Yeah.
Or just announce yourself as it.
There you go. Yeah. Very cool. So, you know, one thing that I'm thinking about is like when you're booking a show, or sorry, when you get booked for a show, like how far ahead is for this show you've kind of?
So we talked off mic, but I'm a Virgo, so I'm like highly organized. Yeah. And because I have a lot of different projects happening all at the same time, I have like chunked little times each week that I do things.
Yeah.
And so I try and book out 3 months in advance. That way I have everything locked. Obviously people flake, but at least it's not me like scrambling to talk to like 40 flaky people in one day. Like I've got like my baseline. I also, and a lot of producers do this, so it's important to know this at a mic. Every single mic I go to, I make a note of every single person I see. And I make little like codes of like, who would I like to reach out to book?
Right.
Who's good? And like, I never book people off clips. I always book in person because somebody good on a show is way more than just being funny on the mic. It's like, is this a good person? Are they going to attack the staff? Are they going to walk the room? Can they handle bombing?
Right.
All of these things. So I have like 40 notebooks in my house of people I've seen over the last 15 years.
Wow. What does my entry say? Oh no, you haven't seen me.
I haven't seen you yet.
All right, I will prepare.
You're in the one to watch category.
Yeah, there you go. Nice. That is certainly organized. I'm not going to say obsessive. Oh, I just did. No, but it makes sense. I mean, it's taking networking into your own hands and kind of.
Well, and it's utilizing the mic for all of the things it can be.
Right,
you know?
right. Because that's the other thing is, have you been to mics where your name didn't get pulled?
Oh, sure.
Of course.
Plenty.
Like you have to. So I try and keep in my mind, like I try to tackle one thing with every mic at least, right? And it's a new bid, it's a new tag, it's challenge myself. Like I have this morbid curiosity with starting off by digging a big hole for myself.
Nice.
And then forcing myself like to claw out of it.
Everybody likes a redemption story.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, I mean, trying music or stuff, just like different stuff, because I'm pretty green at the end of the day, so I want to try everything to see. You know, you need to make the mistake so you can know how and when to make that same mistake, right? It's not about cutting it out. It's about what did that do and how can I use it, right?
100%.
Yeah. So, what is the best piece? We did that one already.
You know what time it is? We can just do what time it is.
It's like 7?
Yeah.
Cool. We're going to go into the feature. Cool. So this is our bucket of games.
Okay.
The segment is called Games from a Bucket.
Nice.
So it's kind of a mismatch. You were playing today one-word answers.
Okay.
Do you need a rundown of the rules?
Sure.
Yeah, okay. So one-word answers, I've got prompts or questions.
Okay.
What we're looking for is you to answer rapidly, first thought that comes in your head.
So free association.
One word, we're divided how loose that is. Try to stick to like...
Is 6, 7 a word?
6 is too many.
One word answers is the game.
I just think like, you know, New York, let's call that one word, right?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. So, oh, that one actually...
Oh, and so you're sort of in competition with everyone else
Yeah.
who played this game.
Yeah, you're gonna
Cool.
get scored and everything. Okay,
I'm competitive, so.
and away we go. Funniest sound.
Fart.
Best sandwich meat.
Beef. Roast beef.
Biggest distraction.
Sound.
Most overused topic at open mics right now.
Penis.
Who's your comedic hero?
Phyllis Diller.
What is your favorite conspiracy theory?
Pizzagate.
What's a color other than red?
Green.
What's the funniest letter?
Z.
Would you skydive?
No.
Waiting for a yes on that one. Open mic snack.
Peanuts.
Funniest word.
Cheese.
What's the best outdoor temperature?
69.
Nice. This just says, if you were a Muppet.
Kermit.
And this one just says, peeing in the shower.
Sometimes.
Yeah. What's a random word you can think of?
Cat.
Emotion before going on stage.
Butterfly.
Comedic weapon.
Wit.
Writing fuel.
Cold brew.
First joke topic ever.
Farts.
She got
Nice.
through 'em all.
How'd you do?
She got them.
Very good. All right, I'm gonna pick these up. Take this opportunity down the barrel. Can you plug your socials? Where can people find you? What you got going on?
Hi guys, I'm Sara Kay Godot. I am the host of Think Tank Comedy Show in Long Beach. It's the third Wednesday of every month at the Pike Bar on 4th Street. You can also find my movie Left at Wall on all streaming media, and you can follow me at sarakaygodot.com for all future projects.
Awesome.
All right, I'm gonna try one that Dave kind of shot down, but
Sure.
fuck him.
Yeah.
So,
Did I shoot it down?
well, you shot it down as the opening question.
Ah, well, that's different.
I'm curious
Yes.
if aliens landed and asked you, "What's an open mic?" What would you say?
I would say it's not where you find our leader.
That's true. Yeah, and we know that's what aliens want. Is
I mean, it's what we've always assumed.
Yeah.
I kind of think cats are aliens and have been slowly taking us over forever.
Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
We are aliens.
Also possible. Also possible.
I think that we're alien monkey hybrids. I think that aliens visit Earth every couple thousand years and breed with that. And what we call evolution is just crossbreeding with a humanoid alien kind of thing. That's kind of where the races come from. Do monkeys have races?
They might.
Yeah.
I mean, go to a zoo. There's a billion different types of,
Right.
you know.
That's true. And then the sad part is we're being bred for physical labor. So
Yeah.
they come back, they take a bunch of us back.
Again, they're not
planet.
finding the best specimens at an open mic.
No, not for physical
For,
labor.
like, physical
no.
labor.
I did a joke that about life insurance. I was like, probably not a whole lot of life insurance in this room.
No. Like my day job is I do run a therapy practice.
Okay.
And so I always like have a bit of like, I'm not a therapist. I do HR and marketing. That's half the reason I'm here tonight. And I pause and then everybody laughs because every comic needs to be in therapy.
Every comic needs to be in therapy.
And open mic should not be your therapy.
No, correct. And then most comics like have a day job.
Yes.
I mean, that's your.
They have a day job or a trust fund or they live in their car or have a trust fund and live in their car.
I think I'm going to do the car route. That's my. So I have a question about your job. That what's funny about what you do?
I mean, I get a lot of material. So before I started this business, I was in HR and management in hospitality for like 20 years.
Okay.
And me and my husband started this business 8 years ago, and I thought it was going to be so much easier to hire and manage therapists than it was bartenders. And I was very, very wrong. Like, there are a lot of people in mental health that need mental health more than should be giving. And also, I'm in my 40s now. And it never crossed my mind that there would be a 30-year-old with a master's who had never had a job before.
And it goes with the territory almost, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I remember the first time I had a doctor that was my age, like an ER doctor who was younger than me. And yeah, the existential crisis that came through, I mean, he was fine, you know, but it was definitely like, is there someone little...
If you had any life experience.
Yeah, but they study hard. They do the hard work.
They do,
so,
yes. And I'm now good at I have a much better picker than I did 8 years ago.
Right.
Our practice is good.
Excellent. And now you were a good student.
Yes.
Yeah. Me, not so much.
But I was a poor picker of majors, so I have a BFA in theater that I'm still paying off.
There you go. I did film studies and creative writing.
Okay,
so,
yeah, so same.
But
Ish.
my dad's a professor at my school, so I've paid mine off.
Nice.
Yeah. It took till I was 30, and then my first kind of like bit was about getting my net worth all the way up to $0.
Nice.
So that was...
I understand that.
Yeah.
Well.
That was a fun one. Now, but that was 10 years ago, and I built it up since then. Can I still tell? I can still tell that joke.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to do the research.
So I'm big on like authenticity and consistency, right? And like if someone tells a joke at the beginning of their set that contradicts the joke at the end of their set, I get angry.
I get that.
Yeah. And so if I'm going to do that material, then I can't do anything that's like, oh, I have a little money now, you know? So it's kind of...
I mean, you could pivot a little and be like, I was here, now I'm here in the transition story, if you can make that funny. But
yeah, I'd have to write.
Yeah.
Have to figure it out.
Yeah.
So what is your writing process like?
So it used to be all by myself all the time. Pre-comedy, I was a theater major, and then I was also like a serious poet. That's actually how me and my husband met, was like 90s open mic coffee shop poetry.
Yeah.
So I was good at like writing bits by myself and rehearsing by myself because of the theater side of it. But once I found my like tribe out here, I have a couple of friends that are like my writing partners. And so we'll get together a couple of times a month and run a whole bunch of new bits for each other, and then like take 10 or 15 minutes to throw like tags to each other. Or, we know each other's voices really well, so it's not like trying to manipulate their set into you, you know?
And so if you give someone a tag and it like elevates the joke, and they do it, it's like it becomes their bread and butter joke. Are you more like proud, jealous? Like what?
Proud.
Yeah.
I will always have more of the like theater director, like cheerleader mom side of me than like the incel, like it's all mine, you know, which isn't always true in comedy, but.
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, you know, there's people that I hear about who work for comedians and then kind of get stiffed on the bill or whatever and stuff like that. So like
I would be upset if I wrote jokes that somebody was paying me for and they didn't, or didn't give me credit, or didn't give me a writer's credit when they were supposed to. That's something totally different. But
so can I get you jealous about my writing partner?
Sure.
So my mom is a retired rabbi.
Okay.
And since retiring, her comedy career has taken off. She's producing shows in Western Massachusetts, and we have a Zoom call every week where we run bits with each other.
I love that.
And it's just, you know, she's hilarious. She sends me her clips and everything, and it's just, you know, I featured at her 65th birthday, and she headlined.
Amazing.
So I've done stand-up with my mom, and
she should come out here. There's like a whole community of women like 50 plus that like are going hard and doing well right now.
Yeah, she's coming in February, so we're gonna hit the mics. It's gonna be fun. Yeah.
Go to Tao Comedy Studio.
Tao Comedy Studio. I saw them I was looking at lists when I was looking for folks to hit up and whatnot.
But that's like where all of those that movement is going. So
nice. All right, so you host this showcase mic, and I'm going to guess that wasn't kind of the first show you hosted.
No. So I actually started comedy in Chicago in my 20s. Then moved out here. When I first moved out here 14 years ago, hosted a show like right when I first landed, which was great. Good advice if you want to get booked on shows, the best way to do that is produce your own show.
Right. And was it a showcase or a mic?
It was a showcase.
Okay, so did you kind of come out here fully formed?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep. And like a bunch of my friends had like migrated from Chicago first, so they had like kind of solid people locked and loaded to like start the scene.
How did you get hooked up with the venue?
So the first venue, I was actually the bar manager there, and they were closed on Sunday and Monday, so I had like a little speakeasy on Monday night, so I would bartend and also host and produce the show.
Nice.
And then the venue that I'm at now, I'm so proud that I landed it. I was a big punk rock kid growing up, and it's a punk rock seafood bar owned by the original drummer from Social Distortion.
Awesome.
And pre-pandemic, it was all just local bands, and I'd like sniffed around about a comedy show, and he's like, absolutely not. And then I actually started my show on Zoom during the pandemic.
Oh, wow.
And it went great. Like we had like 600-700 views every single time. And it was like kind of cool for me because like my family from all over the country could finally see me.
Sure.
And so I came to him as I saw things lifting, and I'm like, hey, Chris, because this is like in walking distance of my house, and I like wanted to do a community thing. A, because I believe in building community, and B, I don't love driving 2 hours all the time into Hollywood to do things.
Of course.
But I was like, I would really love to produce this comedy show. Let's do it like on a Tuesday when you're not busy so we can fill the room. And he came back at me and was like, this was Trump round one. He's like, in these divisive times, I'm like really nervous to have comedy. And I'm like, A, that's the least punk rock thing I've ever heard in my life. And B, like I was a bar manager for 15 years. I understand the point is to keep the audience there to grow it. Like I'm never gonna book somebody that's gonna walk the audience. If they do, I'll kick them out. And like my goal is to start out local comics so they bring their friends and family and it like grows from the ground up.
Right.
And so he's like, all right, let's try it. And now I'm like the longest running residency there.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And I believe you have a co-host? No.
No.
It's all you.
All me.
Fantastic.
I did have a podcast with a co-host, but we ended that a year ago.
Gotcha. Okay. So have you co-hosted, or what is kind of the dynamic of a solo host?
So co-hosting can be beneficial. You have to like really understand each other's work ethics and like be real upfront going in, like who's going to do what and what the calendar is, and to make sure everything's, because like the ideal co-host is like one person's really strong at marketing, one person's really strong at like community networking.
Gotcha.
You can sub in for each other if you have to go out of town, things like that. I didn't find anybody with that work ethic, but I have subbed in, like I guest host for some of my friends, and so they'll guest host for me, but it's like different comedy shows throughout the city. And
so how are you promoting your show?
Instagram's kind of the best.
Yeah.
And I also, because I try to go like old school punk rock neighborhood, I legit like print out flyers every week and staple them to the light posts all down the street.
Yeah.
And go once a week on my neighborhood walk and repost them when everybody rips them down.
Do you have any plans to maybe stream, or are you recording?
I do record, but mostly just to like make promo clips, or like when and if I have time, I clip it out for the comics so they have for their own reels. But
gotcha.
I need to get better at that side of things. I still have so much like live theater in my bones that I'm like, it's in the moment, it's there, and you got to be there or not, you know?
I mean, I get it, and giving the videos to the comedians, that's a wonderful service, you know, and kind of giving them, because you can put a phone in the back of the room, but I assume you've got a decent dish camera or whatever, So, so the gear, you said, it's a rock venue.
Yeah.
So you're using their PA.
I'm using their PA. I have to bring my own mic and mic stand and mic cord.
Gotcha.
And then I like have a tip bucket and a QR code, like stands all over the room. But
gotcha.
Yeah.
Do they have a stool for you, or is there?
I use a bar stool. Yeah.
Bar stool. Okay, good. Because the stool is the most important.
Yes. That nobody uses unless they hump it.
Oh, is that so? Okay.
I mean, have you ever seen somebody sit?
My buddy Manny sits, and someone told him at an early mic that he didn't earn the stool or something like that. It's like, what are you talking about, dude?
There are weird old school rules. Like I used to like to lean on the stand, and then some like old road dogs yelled at me and they're like, if you don't get that stand behind you, nobody's gonna respect you as a comic. I'm like, that's insane.
We had a mic where that's the first thing you learn in comedy school. Did you do some?
I did not.
Okay.
I did lots of bar open mics in Chicago.
Gotcha. Yeah. So there was a mic recently where they were, someone was kind of doing a bit about it, and like one of the hosts was like, move your stool. It was like clear that they had kind of earlier interactions about it. So she was just like giving him, and then when I went up, I just handed the stool to her. It was silly. Tig Notaro does, and have you seen her do a bit where she's just like, what do I do? Where does this go? That's cool. Who are some of your influences? You said
Phil Stiller is like all-time great. George Carlin, Janine Garofalo growing up was like my idol.
Yeah. I performed with her.
Nice.
Yeah. It's easy when you're in New York.
I know she's you can just smell the cigarette smoke down the. I know, it's my dream. But yeah, and like I have a lot of local people that like nobody knows.
Yeah, who does no one know that everyone should know?
So my buddy Sam Hill, she's actually doing she's leveled up in the last year, and her like main special's coming out right now. But she like kind of created her own niche, which I think is super impressive. It's called Horror Nerd, And so it started at the Improv Lab, and now she has like 7 different venues and like whole little, basically like casts of comedians that go in.
Yeah.
But she'll pick like a different horror genre for every show, and so you have to write your jokes based on that horror genre.
Okay.
And so it's like all horror specific, and then there's also like a drag queen element, and so it's like a fun, cool, like engaging thing. And I've gotten to do it a couple of times, but like I'm proud of her because she like found her lane that's different than everybody else's and is like going hard, you know?
And so that's a question, you know, we already kind of talked about what's different about the show that you put on, but what's like a fun theme that you've tried, thought about, or like is other than, I mean, something like this?
I actually really enjoy doing character comedy. So like I love producing my Halloween show.
Yes.
Because I always pick a costume that is a character, and then I do the entire night hosting as that character.
So like from pop culture, not from comedy
Correct.
necessarily. Awesome.
So like this year, although it really didn't land for the under 40 crowd, but I don't care. I was Columbo, so I was like a slutty Columbo.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
Yeah, and then I hosted the whole show as though me, Sarah, was Columbo's niece, and she was missing, and so I'm like trying to like solve it. And the only reason I was doing the mic was to learn how to like get to the point faster.
Right.
Because that's like his whole bit.
Yeah.
But that was super fun. Last year I was Velma, but like Velma in her 40s.
Okay.
And like processing the world now.
Yeah. Oh, that's fun. I saw something like that online just the other day where someone came up dressed in a Star Trek uniform and did the whole bit that they're the resident comic on the Enterprise and they were doing bits, and after everything fell flat, and they're just like, this crushes on the Enterprise. it was really good.
That.
I mean, I'm a huge Trekkie, so I even got the jokes, but it was...
Well, and there is, like, I think it's because I am a theater kid first. Like, there is a safety net in a character where I feel like you can, like, play a little bit more.
Is your persona a character?
Not really.
Yeah.
It's, like, just more heightened me.
Yeah, I believe that. Have you...
I am very sparkly, though. Like, I wear lots of sequins.
Okay. Nice, excellent. And they've got good lighting in there.
Oh, yeah.
So perfect.
Yeah, I kind of feel like when I came out here, most girls were like really trying to like dumb down their sexuality. And I don't believe in doing that as a woman. And so I just like leaned into like hard femininity.
Gotcha. So actually that's a good lead in. You know, I've been asking a bit about like fashion and the idea of like you start your set when you walk in the room
100%.
sometimes. And so it sounds like you've got a very deliberate kind of approach to style. And how does that, you know, enhance the material?
I mean, I think people, if you look in a intriguing way, it doesn't have to be like attractive or pleasing, but like in an interesting way, people are already listening, you know? So you have more grace to like play, and especially because like a lot of my jokes are me like growing up dirt poor in Florida. So like dressing like I'm like the goddess of a cruise ship while telling like, you know, Florida's Steel Reserve jokes is like that incongruous funny, you know?
Right, exactly, nice. Yeah, do you have any questions for us?
What's your, now that you're here and you've got your toes in the water, what's your big dream out here?
My dream is to pick a lane.
Okay.
Right. On my Hinge profile, it says my job is multi-hyphenate at writer, producer, director, performer, you know, all that stuff. So I think that I want to be a straight man in terms of the, you know, the comedic the straight man. And I really want, I mean, stuff like this I think is great. Just being able to give other people's voices and learn about and share kind of the creative process for folks. And, you know, when I started, or even before I started, I knew I was funny, I knew I wanted to do something. It took me so long, like 30. It was my New Year's resolution. And I lament not starting much earlier, and so I'm just trying to demystify the process for folks and learn along the way.
Although, do you feel like you have better material because you lived a whole life to 30 than starting when you were younger?
Yeah, you have to live a bit, and you know, I mean, there's moments in my life where I've done kind of more things in general, right? So you kind of tap into that for sure. Yeah. I've seen like my favorite band 230 times.
Okay.
And I still haven't joked about that on stage, and it seems so stupid.
What's your favorite band?
Fish.
Okay. Well, that's a whole lifestyle.
It is, and no one's doing their Fish material in LA.
I got like 5 people I can connect you
Nice.
with.
Yeah, we're a funny bunch, right?
Yeah.
We're a very stoned bunch
Yes.
and all that, so.
Yep.
Yeah. But I do want to do a bit where I get up there and like the first thing is like, I forgot what I was doing tonight, and I just like stepped out and hit my joint, and like I hate performing stoned, and then just kind of like going through the inner monologue of that or something. I think drug use in general, I kind of want to touch onto it, yeah, and see where it goes. It's so wholesome. My material is like, I want to be a pilot, shit like that. So.
But you shouldn't do super stoned.
Right, exactly, yeah, or drunk or whatever, right? Very good. That's a good question. And I think I'll probably have a better answer at some point. I mean, I feel like doing this live would be fun. I
Sure.
don't know.
Yeah.
No. We'll figure something out.
Hey, that's a good segue to the other question.
Oh yeah, of course. So the other question is, what's the other question?
No, about things we do before we go on stage.
Oh yeah,
Drinking, boozing, acid, sex, whatever it is.
I've done a few of these. I'm kind of forgetting what I've touched on with some people. I remember we were talking about the bar.
Yes.
So you've done bar shows.
Yes.
You've worked there, and so do you perform? Do you like to kind of consume?
I used to a lot more.
Yeah.
I don't so much anymore.
Yeah.
I'm also, again, in my 40s, so just the whole everything dwindles.
Right.
I don't judge people for having a vice. I judge people for not being able to self-evaluate.
Yeah.
So like if you come in and are a train wreck every single time,
Yeah.
then you're wasting space for somebody else that's taking it more seriously.
Right. Exactly right. And so can you think of another profession where you're actually paid in drinks?
Well, that is what I did for 20 years. I am a level 3 sommelier.
There
So
you
I
go.
literally was a professional drinker.
All right, bury the lead. That's fun and wonderful pronunciation.
Thank you.
Sommelier. You're not doing that anymore?
I mean, I will always be a sommelier,
Yeah.
but
Once a sommelier.
once sommelier, always a sommelier. No, but it was a much more respected and viable field in Chicago than
Sure.
it is in LA. Like the fine dining scene's just not the same culture at all.
Okay.
So when I moved out here, I got to do the wine list so that I could be a restaurant manager 80 hours a week.
Yeah.
Which made me want to kill myself. So,
Right.
And it also so when I moved here, I was producing a show and running this beautiful bar program, and then I got sucked into that because of financial necessity, and
Right.
then I left that to start the practice with my husband so I could get back to comedy.
So you weren't going to live in the car? That wasn't going to
Never gonna happen, no.
Nice. Have you slept in a car?
I have, but not out of poverty, out
Yeah.
of camping and not wanting to sleep on the ground.
I understand. When I moved out here, I drove cross country. I had no hotels.
Oof.
I put an air mattress in my CRV. It was amazing.
Yeah, you hauled with 2 cats.
You have cats?
I do.
I'm allergic.
Oh, that's a bummer.
It's all right. So you mentioned the horror nerd.
Mm-hmm.
So I produced a feature film
Nice.
this year. It's a cat-based horror, like man-eating cats. And I'm not
Like a man who eats cats or cats who eat a man?
whichever you prefer.
Okay.
It's a gang of cats who have a taste for
Human
human
flesh.
flesh.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's like feature creature, and I'm not so excited about horror films.
Okay. So just
I'm
because it's a good, like
very
the hot
allergic to-
genre?
So my dear friend Niall was directing it, and we've worked together a bunch.
Okay.
So he's like horror aficionado. He knows the genre
Sure.
forwards and backwards, and so I was like making suggestions of shots or something like that. He's like, that would never happen in a horror movie. I'm like, okay, all right. So it's very collaborative. So
Yeah, I love horror. I used to direct live horror.
live horror.
Yeah, so I ran a theater company in Chicago,
Yeah.
and I always chose the Halloween spot so that I could direct like live on stage horror movies, basically.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Well, you saw it. We got our light.
I did.
And let's respect it this
Yeah,
time?
we should wrap it up.
Yeah, it's good to do.
That's great etiquette. Don't run the light.
Fantastic. Yeah, right. All right. Well, I would love to thank our guest, Sara Kay Godot. for stepping up to the mic, and everyone out there still chasing stage time, thank you for listening. I've been Isaac, and we'll catch you next time with more stories from the scene. Thank you.